Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afkar, and thank you so much for being here today with us on your divine uniqueness. And I'm so excited about today's call because, in fact, I've been looking forward to it for so long because I love what Brad Yates is doing for so many people around the world because he really doing how to say a huge difference and impact in their lives and changing so many lives around the world with the EFT. And as you know, many of you already know, EFT is really a powerful tool. And now it is used widely by so many people, and they are seeing in their life great results and really manifesting the lives that they really desire. And so today we'll be talking with Brad about EFT and tapping into your optimal well-being. And so we'll talk about how EFT can really help us to reach this emotional freedom, because really the emotions, it's those dense emotions that are that we hold on from our past, really block our manifestation. And so with the EFT, it's really an easy tool, but yet powerful, and really it can help us to release those emotions and live in this, how to say, divine flow, and create experience after experience of what we really desire in our life. So Brad will also be doing some live tapping today. So we have a video so you can follow with us and see Brad tap in. So stay tuned for that. And also we'll take questions from you. So as always, so for those of you on the phone, you can raise your hand by pressing *2. And also those of you on the webcast page, the live page, yourdivineuniqueness.com/live, you can type in your question there, and there is the question box down the page. All right. So with that, Brad, I want to welcome you to the show. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. So yeah, as I said, EFT is really a powerful tool, and so many people are seeing great results, and among them your clients. And what I love also about you is that you are offering to the world so many, in your YouTube channel, you have really created more than 650 people, and they are seen more than 16 million times. And so what the focus on EFT is reaching this emotional freedom. So this shows the importance of our emotions in manifesting what we really want. So I would love if we can maybe talk in the beginning about our emotions, like how we get those dense emotions stuck in our body and energy field.
Yeah. So what happens is when we experience things in life that are unpleasant, it leaves a mark on us because that's how we learn. You know, if, for instance, if we're a child and we walk into the kitchen and there's and the stove is on and there's a hot burner and we touch it, it's going to leave a mark. Now, hopefully that'll heal, but we want to keep the memory. We don't want to have to, every time we come into the kitchen, see the hot burner and go, oh, it burned me the last time, but I wonder if it'll burn me this time. We want to learn that. So we do that with other experiences. If something happens and we have an uncomfortable emotion about it, you know, I went out on a date and I thought this person really liked me, and then they told me they didn't like me, and that really hurt. So I don't want to do that again. So we take on these unpleasant experiences and these memories as a way of protecting ourselves. But if we have misunderstandings about them, then they can really stop us from having the life that we want. You know, whether it's beliefs that we've picked up from our own experience, like somebody hurting our feelings, or from what we've heard from people, like around money. We've heard tons of things about, you know, maybe you've heard our parents saying, oh, rich people are greedy and bad, and you know, and it's the root of all evil and things like that. So the uncomfortable emotions that we might have about what it is that we say we want could be from our experiences or from what we've heard. But again, we're going to go through life with this belief of, oh, okay, it's bad to have money, so I need to make sure that I don't have more than I need. So that's how these emotions keep us safe. And
Yeah.
fortunately, the tapping process helps to clear that out, where we can say, wait a minute, maybe that's not true.
Yeah, and I love that you said, because with those emotions, like we think they will keep us safe, but in
Absolutely.
fact, like we will feel that safety, but we will stay in our comfort zone. So this will limit us to reach like the great result that we want, to reach our dream and manifest what we really want in our life. And maybe it's, if you can say, it's like it just create like a temporary safety, or maybe an illusion that we think it is safety, but in fact it is not.
Yeah, it is an illusion, because the comfort zone that we're creating for ourselves over and over and over again can be pretty awful at times.
Yeah,
But the thing is that what happens then is we beat ourselves up for it. It's like, oh, I can't believe I did that again. I can't believe I screwed that up. And we want to be compassionate with ourselves, because self-sabotage is just misguided self-love. Every time we screw something up, we do so with the attempt to keep ourselves in our comfort zone, where things may be crappy, but it's our crap. We're used to it. We know how to handle it. I know how to handle going, struggling to pay the bills each month. It may be painful, it may be awful, but I know what it's like to have tons of money and having to pay a bunch of money to the IRS. That's unfamiliar. So in our minds, it's safer to be on the edge of poverty, or in poverty, or single, or in terrible health, even though logically we would say that's not safe, that's horrible. But our unconscious mind says, yes, but it's what I'm familiar with, it's what I know how to handle. So we, not stupidly, we brilliantly make choices that keep us stuck, that keep us out of health, out of wealth, out of love, and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so Brad, you are a master teacher on EFT, and you are basically author and co-authored with the stars of The Secret, and also you've been featured on the Tapping Solution movie. So you are really a great expert in EFT. So I would love, maybe if there are some people in our audience, maybe who they want to know about it, they didn't use it before, if you can just maybe briefly give us an introduction to EFT.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if this is the first time that you've been introduced to EFT, emotional freedom technique, also just commonly called tapping by a lot of folks, welcome. It's awesome that you're here. And suspend your judgment for a moment, because it's a very useful technique, very powerful technique. It does look a little strange. So if you haven't seen it before, because what we're doing, this was based on acupuncture originally. So a therapist named Roger Callahan was working with this woman with a lifelong fear of water, and he'd been learning about acupressure. And in an attempt to clear up the upset, the knot in her stomach that came with the water phobia, he started tapping under her eye. So these are the points that in acupuncture they would stick needles in these key points. He just was tapping with his fingers, and the fear went away. And he thought, oh, that's interesting, and realized that these emotions are in our energy. It's trapped energy. And by tapping on different points, rather than sticking needles in, we're able to change that flow of energy, get the energy flowing again in a healthy way. And it allows us to feel better. It allows us to make better choices, take better actions, and all kinds of good stuff. So it's one of the quickest forms of stress relief out there. So stress happens when this thing in our brain called the amygdala feels there's a threat, and we go into fight or flight, and we start pumping hormones like cortisol in our body to get us ready to deal with the danger. Although oftentimes there's no danger. It's like somebody says something rude to us, or that we perceive to be rude, and our brain goes into this stress mode, and our body has this cortisol flowing through it, and it's not great for us. So with the tapping, we have lab studies showing that cortisol is dramatically reduced while we're doing the tapping. So we have science showing us that it's an amazing stress relief tool, very quick. And there are subtle ways to do it so that if you're stressed out in public and you don't feel like doing this in front of other people, there are definitely ways to do it. But I'm assuming that while you're watching this, you're probably in some place where it's okay to go along with us and tap. And even if there are other people around, so what? Eventually we're going to get to the place, because it is so effective and so easy. I truly believe we're eventually going to get to the place where everybody knows what it is. You know, everyone's doing it. So people could be out on the street tapping along, and someone else will go, oh, yeah, they must be having some stress. I'm feeling some stress. I think I'll tap too. It'll be a good reminder for the rest of us to do that stuff out.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, to be able to do it like wherever we are, like, and seeing so many people doing it. So, yeah. So yeah. Before you guide us through some tappings, like because we hear like a lot of results about people using it, but my question is like the time. For example, if we have like something that we want to manifest or make a shift in our life, does it take like some time to create this with tapping, or does it differ from one person to the other?
Yeah, it differs from one person to the other, and it differs in different situations. So you could say, someone can say, how long is it going to take me to become a millionaire, and how long is it going to take me to weigh 165 pounds? And you say, well, I don't know, how much money do you have right now, and how much do you weigh right now? How hard are you willing to work? And, you know, in terms of your business, and how hard are you willing to work in terms of your fitness? So, you know, if somebody already has just about $1 million, it's not going to take them long at all. If somebody is 166 pounds, it's not going to take them long to get to 165. But if somebody's dead broke or obese, it's going to take longer. So that same person might be able to get to $1 million much quicker than they're going to get down to 165 pounds. So unfortunately, there's no way to say, you know, oh, well, you can tap for 2 minutes and it's going to change everything. What it can change in a matter of minutes is the association we have to something. So let's say part of the problem for the person trying to lose weight is they have an addiction to pizza. Well, you can tap on cravings for pizza to the point where you'd go, I don't want to put that in my body. And I know it sounds crazy, but I know it works because I did this is the day that I learned EFT. The teacher, Gary Craig, had us tap on chocolate. And he gave us these little Hershey's Kisses and said, on a scale of 0 to 10, how much do you want that? And I was like an 8 or a 9. I love chocolate. And after a few minutes of tapping, I had as much interest in the chocolate as I did the foil wrapper. And I didn't eat chocolate for 2 years after that. Now occasionally I have chocolate, and then I'll go back off it for months at a time. So I can pick or choose. So I know you can take foods that you really crave, and sometimes in a matter of moments, clear that out and not want to have that. So those results can be very quick. Now, clearing the chocolate craving in that instance, or that pizza craving, whatever, in that instant, it's going to take some time of not eating pizza to get your weight down.
Yeah.
So the ultimate result might take longer, but in the moment we can clear those things up. If there is in terms of our business, if there's a resistance to doing something, or maybe we have a belief around money that we want to clear. And sometimes in a matter of moments, we can take something like, the belief that money is the root of all evil. In a matter of moments, you can tap that away to recognize, okay, one, that's not what the statement really is in the Bible. And two, it's a lot of good is done with money. And so it's not truth. And so that shifts our perspective. And as we shift our perspective, so in terms of manifesting, there's 2 elements to it. So in terms of law of attraction, we say, okay, we focus on what we want, and we want to have positive emotions around it. So it's hard for us to have positive emotions around what we say we want if we've got a lot of negative emotions. If I have all this belief that money is the root of all evil and rich people are bad, and I'm thinking I want to have $1 million, I'm not going to be entirely in vibrational harmony with $1 million, because part of me is like, no, I absolutely don't want to have that much money. I don't want to be a bad, greedy person. I don't want to be at the root of all evil. So we shift that, and then we're in a much more positive energy about manifesting what we want. Then from a behavioral standpoint, we can also look at how we take action is going to be different as well. Because if I have this belief that money is the root of all evil, then when I have a financial opportunity, someone says, hey, I think you'd be perfect for this career and it's going to make you a lot of money. And you'd be like, you know what? I'm going out of town that week. Sorry. And we stop ourselves from taking action, or we sit there and we make a phone call and the telephone looks too heavy. We just can't pick it up. We find all these other excuses. So as we shift our belief around making money, then it's like, oh, I can take that job. I can pick up that phone and make that phone call. We then have the freedom to make better choices and take better actions that actually lead to the results we want.
Yeah, absolutely. I really love what you said. And also sometimes when we have like a really big goal that we want to reach and manifest, and when we focus on just manifesting it and we don't see like quick results, we have this frustration and we get stressed. But as you said, like why if we ask a question that's why we don't have this, what we can't manifest this, we'll find that we have like some unconscious beliefs and emotions that prevent us from this. And when we work with EFT with those emotions and beliefs, it makes it so easier. And also we'll feel some shifts within ourselves, and also like some small shifts in our reality, and it makes it easier, to manifest that.
And much more enjoyable, and
exactly
makes life better all around.
Yeah, absolutely. So Brad, I would love if you can maybe guide us now into some tapping.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So let's do this. So everyone go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Just go ahead and feel your feet on the floor, or your butt in the chair, or whatever part of you is connected to something. Go ahead and feel that connection. Allow yourself to feel centered and grounded, allowing yourself to be right here, right now, as present as possible. And just following your breath through your body, just notice what's going on inside. Notice how you feel physically, how you feel emotionally. And now what I'd like you to do is I want you to imagine something that you want in your life. It could be some material thing. Maybe it's a person in your life. Maybe it's standing on the scale and seeing your ideal weight, or looking at yourself in the mirror, seeing your healthy body. Maybe it's having a certain amount in your bank account. Maybe you're looking at your bank statement online and seeing a certain amount of money there. Maybe it's seeing yourself on stage speaking to a group of people, sharing your gifts and talents. So allow yourself to put yourself in this situation where you are living this dream life. And again, notice what you feel physically and what you feel emotionally. And part of you may feel some excitement. That would be normal, but also be aware of where there might be part of you that feels uncomfortable. So imagine yourself having this life. Say, it's safe for me to have this life. And just notice what goes on in there. Notice what you feel. And rate that on a scale of 0 to 10 as to how safe it feels. Now, if you say that it's a 10, but you're not already living it, I want you to check in with yourself again and be a little more honest with yourself, because if it was already a 10, you'd already either have it or certainly be well on your way and know that you're making it happen. If you're not making it happen, there's something inside of you that is resisting it. The extent to which we don't have what we say we want is the extent to which we're resisting it, not because we're bad or stupid, but because something inside of us says it's not safe, it's not okay. So just allow yourself to be aware of where that resistance might be. Notice where you feel it physically in your body. Notice what thoughts, beliefs, and memories might come up as to why you couldn't or shouldn't have what you say you want. Maybe even rate that resistance on a scale of 0 to 10. Take another deep breath. And open your eyes. Now, as we go through the tapping, I'll be tapping these points. You can see where I'm tapping, and then just repeat what I say. And Montef, if you'll just repeat back the phrases that I say, and then everyone else just go ahead and repeat what I say also. Quick caveat, it's emotional freedom technique. We're dealing with emotions. And so as we go exploring emotions, it's like, looking at your living room and thinking it's clean, but then you go and you really start to clean it and you find, there's some dirt under the rug that I swept under there. Oh, there's some laundry under the sofa. So as we go looking, we may find things that are uncomfortable. So for the most part, it should be fine as we tap. Hopefully, normally you'll just start to feel better and better because we'll be clearing out the dirt from under the rug. We'll be clearing the laundry out from under the sofa. If you know that you might find barrels of toxic waste under the rug or under the sofa because you're going through some really emotional things right now, I'm going to encourage you to maybe wait and tap when you have someone there for emotional support, or even better, can work one-on-one with a practitioner, because I'm not going to know what's going on for you and I won't be able to help guide you through it individually. So again, it should be fine going through this, but again, if you're in a very emotional place right now, or you know that there's some heavy stuff right under the surface, you want to think about maybe not doing it right now, because you need to take full responsibility for your own well-being if you choose to tap along. And with that being said, go ahead and tap right here on the karate chop point. So we use 2, 3, sometimes I use 3 fingers, generally just use fingertips. Even though I have some resistance to success.
Even though I have some resistance to success.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I have some resistance to success.
Even though I have some resistance to success.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
Even though I have some resistance to success.
Even though I have some resistance to success.
And part of me is saying.
And part of me is saying.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, no, I don't.
And being in denial.
And being in denial.
Is one of the ways that I resist success.
Is one of the ways that I resist success.
And even though I'm resisting success.
And even though I am resisting success.
I choose to deeply and completely.
I choose to deeply and completely.
Love, honor, and accept myself.
Love, honor, and accept myself.
And maybe anyone else.
And maybe anyone else.
Who might have contributed to this resistance.
Who might contribute to this resistance.
Okay, right at the beginning of the eyebrow. All this resistance to success.
All this resistance to success.
Corner of the eye. All this resistance to success.
All this resistance to success.
Right under the middle of the eye. All this fear of success.
All this fear of success.
Right under the nose. All this fear of what might happen.
All this fear of what might happen.
Okay, right under the mouth, just above the chin. This fear of what might happen if I were more successful.
This fear of what might happen of being successful.
Okay, and right here where your collarbones come together, there's a little U shape there. Just go ahead and make a fist and tap right over where the collarbones meet. If I have more success in my life,
if I have more success in my life,
right into the arm, about 4 inches below the armpit, things will change.
things will change.
Just tapping with all your fingers, tapping around in circles around the crown of your head. And part of me doesn't like change.
And part of me doesn't like change.
Part of me would rather stay the same.
Part of me would rather stay the same.
Even if my life is crap.
Even if my life is crap.
It's my crap.
It's my crap.
I'm used to it.
I'm used to it.
It's familiar.
It's familiar.
I know where it goes.
I know where it goes.
If I allow more success in my life,
if I allow more success in my life,
there's going to be new stuff.
There's going to be new stuff.
I'm going to have to figure out where to put it.
I might have to figure out where to put it.
I'm not sure I can handle it.
I'm not sure I can handle it.
Based on old beliefs.
Based on old beliefs.
Old experiences.
Old experiences.
Things that I've heard in the past.
Things that I've heard in the past.
About success.
About success.
Things that scare me.
Things that scare me.
All these fears about what might happen.
All these fears about what might happen.
And that's why I stopped myself.
And that's why I stopped myself.
And sometimes when I stop myself,
and sometimes when I stopped myself,
I beat myself up.
I beat myself up.
I can't believe I'm so stupid.
I can't believe I'm so stupid.
Why did I do that?
Why did I do that?
Or why haven't I done this yet?
Or why I haven't done this yet.
And it's not that I'm bad or stupid.
And it's not that I'm bad or stupid.
I'm actually brilliant.
I'm actually brilliant.
I am brilliantly protecting myself.
I am brilliantly protecting myself.
Brilliantly keeping myself in my comfort zone.
Brilliantly keeping myself in my comfort zone.
Brilliantly keeping myself safe.
Brilliantly keeping myself safe.
From all the perceived threats.
From all the perceived threats.
That I'd have to deal with if I were more successful.
That I have to deal with if I am more successful.
And I choose to clear these fears.
And I choose to clear these fears.
What am I so afraid of?
What? Can you repeat this one?
What am I so afraid of?
What am I afraid of? What am I myself afraid of?
What did I hear about success?
What did I hear about success?
What did I experience?
What did I experience?
That tells me it's not safe.
That tells me it's not safe.
Whatever that pain is that I'm still holding on to.
Whatever that pain is that I'm still holding on to.
I choose to clear it now.
I choose to clear it now.
Clearing it at a cellular level.
Clearing it at a cellular level.
Clearing it all the way back through my past.
Clearing it all the way back to my past.
Back through all those times in my life.
Back to all those times in my life.
That I got the message.
That I got the message.
That it wasn't safe to succeed.
That it wasn't safe to succeed.
That I couldn't or shouldn't have what I want.
That I couldn't or shouldn't have what I want.
I'm clearing all those fears.
I'm clearing all those fears.
Clearing whatever stops me.
Clearing whatever stops me.
From seeing myself.
From seeing myself.
As a successful person.
As a successful person.
Clearing whatever stops me.
Clearing whatever stops me.
From doing what my most successful self would do.
From doing what my most successful self will do.
Eyebrow point. Clearing these fears.
Clearing these fears.
Clearing these blocks.
Clearing these blocks.
So that I can allow myself the freedom.
So I can allow myself the freedom.
To do what it takes.
To do what it takes.
I could even allow myself.
I can even allow myself.
To enjoy it.
To enjoy it.
All those things I've been stopping myself from doing,
All those things I've been stopping myself from doing,
I choose to look forward to.
I choose to look forward to.
Choose to have fun with them.
I choose to have fun with them.
I choose to enjoy myself
I choose to enjoy myself
as I create the life that I really want.
as I create the life that I really want.
So as I imagine myself living that life,
So as I imagine myself living that life,
it feels really good.
it feels really good.
It feels natural
It feels natural
because that's who I really am.
because that's who I really am.
And I'm clearing those doubts and fears
And I'm clearing those doubts and fears
that got in my way before.
that's guided my way before.
Clearing the misunderstandings
Clearing the misunderstandings
that told me it wasn't safe.
that told me it wasn't safe.
I'm allowing myself to see the truth.
I'm allowing myself to see the truth.
I can handle what comes my way.
I can handle what comes my way.
I can enjoy what comes my way
I can enjoy what comes my way
as I joyfully set myself free
as I joyfully set myself free
to succeed in body, mind, and spirit.
to succeed in body, mind, and spirit.
And take a deep breath. Now go ahead and close your eyes again. And again, imagine yourself in that situation where you're doing what you want to be doing, living how you want to live, having what you want to have. And again, say, it's safe for me to have this.
It's safe for me to have this.
Now again, just following your breath through your body and just feeling how that feels. And rate that now on a scale of 0 to 10. And hopefully that number has come way up. For some folks, it may only come a little ways up. For some, it may seem to stay still or even go down, because what happens is in this process, you become more aware of why it wouldn't be safe. And that's okay, because then you can take those things that you've learned and go, oh, it's not safe because this, that, or the other. Now you can address those things. Now you know what was stopping you. And again, so if the number feels, if it feels less safe now, that's only because you've gone in to clean up your room and you found there's a lot of dirty laundry under the sofa. And so it's going to take a little bit longer to clean it up. And then once you clean that up, then your room's really going to be clean, as opposed to just sort of looking like it's clean. So allow yourself to be aware of those thoughts, beliefs, and memories that might have come up in the tapping round. But again, for most folks, that number will feel much higher, perhaps all the way up at a 10, because you may have really hit on something that had been stopping you before. And now it's like, oh, yeah, that doesn't need to stop me. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brad. That was a really wonderful experience. For me, I felt it became safer after the process, and also I love the way you guided us, because it was in first like accepting those limiting beliefs and those emotions. So that creates some comfort within us, because it's okay. We don't resist them, and after that we release this. So I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we're so programmed to resist that uncomfortable stuff and beat ourselves up for it. It's like, oh, I can't believe I'm so lazy, or I'm so this, or I'm so that. I can't believe I have resistance. And what you resist persists. You know, if we insist that it's not there, then we can't deal with it. You know, that's like being in your living room and seeing the dirty laundry and going, no, it's not there. There's no dirty laundry. I can't believe there's dirty laundry. No, it's not. Yeah, how's that working?
Yeah.
not very well. So instead of beating ourselves up, it's having compassion for ourselves and saying, okay, all of the ways that I'm blocking my success are there with an intention of taking care of myself. So saying to that part of us, hey, thank you. I really appreciate your loving intention of, you know, so maybe I'm afraid that people will hurt me. And I'm afraid that if my room is clean, my apartment is clean, then I'll have people come over. So if I have dirty laundry around the living room, then, well, I can't invite people over. The place is a mess. So rather than beating myself up for being sloppy, I can say, hey, I really appreciate that I'm trying to find ways to avoid being in a relationship with people because I have this belief based on
Yeah.
misunderstandings from the past that it's not safe. But now I can tap and go, okay, wait a minute, there's this situation that happened in the 3rd grade where my friends turned on me and all this, and recognize, okay, it was something situational. It wasn't that I'm not good enough. It's not that I can't handle this. I just misunderstood a situation. Oh, it is safe to have people over. I'm going to clean up my room now. Now I'm going to take these actions. So, and even in the process of beating ourselves up for what we're doing or not doing, that's brilliant too. Because the more time I spend beating myself up, the less time I have to go out and be successful. So it's another way that I perpetuate staying in my comfort zone. So don't even beat yourself up for beating yourself up. Even though I beat myself up and clear that out, just recognize, okay, I'm doing the best I can based on what I believe is okay for me, based on what I believe is safe for me. And in the process of tapping, I can shift that and recognize, I'm just as worthy and deserving of the best this world has to offer as anybody else.
Yeah.
I can walk out at night and see the same stars as Bill Gates or Richard Branson. I can I can go down to the beach and I can see the same ocean. So the universe is, as far as the universe is concerned, all of us are worthy and deserving of the best this world has to offer. And it's just our shifting in our opinion. The one person who stands at the beach and goes, wow, it's so beautiful. And the other person goes, I can't look at that. It's too much. I shouldn't see that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to encourage people to continue tapping here for a moment, either collarbone or tapping different points, because that brings to mind another thing is, one of the things that might come up when we think about whether it's safe for us to have what we say we want is the thought of other people. Who's going to be mad at me? Who's going to be upset with me? So this came to mind because I often use the analogy of being at the beach and you're looking out at the ocean, and you might imagine people in your family who are standing there with their backs turned to the ocean. And they're saying, oh, no, you should turn around. You shouldn't see the ocean. Our people in our family don't see the ocean.
Yeah.
And so to be a dutiful member of our family, very often we turn away from the ocean. And
Exactly.
So as you're tapping, everyone, I hope that you can, as you think about this analogy, I hope you can see how crazy that is. It's not crazy in our minds to try to be a good family member, but to be looking at a beautiful ocean view and having people with their backs turned to the ocean and saying, you can't see it because we're not seeing it. The best thing we can do for them, to turn away from the ocean doesn't do them any good. It doesn't make their lives any better. What we want to do is say, no, you turn around. There's an ocean over there. It's there for you as much as me. Yeah. And even though they've spent years with their backs to the ocean, allow yourself to honor them enough to believe that they can have that positive change. Because if we say, oh, they're never going to be able to do it, that's not a very loving thought towards them. So we want to be able to see them as someone who can experience a better life as well. So we want to, keep facing the ocean, keep going for those wonderful things in life and showing them how to do it. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I really love the analogy. It really explains very well, like when we want to create a better life, we want to manifest something that is new to our people, and we have this resistance from them. And as you said, like, instead of turning our backs to the ocean, like, we invite them to see the ocean, because this is something that we all deserve, to live a better life, and like being an example to others. That's a great way to help them. Yeah,
it's the best way to help you. You can't be sick enough to make anyone else healthy. You can't be poor enough to make anyone else richer. You can't. People will say, oh, I don't deserve to have money because there are people starving in different parts of the world. So get rich and write them a check. You can send them a letter and say, gee, I'm really sorry that your country is struggling right now. I hope it makes you feel better that I'm depriving myself of wealth so that I can feel your financial pain. Yeah, thanks for. I don't say that. I know that that sounds kind of shaming. I'm not saying it to ridicule anyone, because we
Mhm.
do that. Not
Yes.
because we're bad or stupid, but because that's what we've been taught to do.
Yeah.
We've been told don't have more than other people. But if we aspire to having more because other people have allowed themselves to have more.
Yes.
Otherwise, it'd be like watching the Olympics and watching Usain Bolt slow down and wait for everybody else to catch up. Would we bother to watch? And when Usain Bolt crosses the finish line, do we go, what a jerk? Why didn't he wait
Yeah.
for everybody else? We don't do that, but we have this expectation that we should. And you want to clear all those beliefs about why I shouldn't have, go for what I want, why I shouldn't live the best life possible, because your success benefits other people. They may
Exactly.
say it doesn't, but that's because they don't understand yet. And that's why you want to teach them how to tap so they can clear up. But you can't be going towards the finish line and then stopping and waiting for everybody else to catch up. And then if they decide, no, I'm actually going to walk backwards towards the starting line. Oh, well, I guess I got to go back towards the starting line too and never finish the race. That doesn't help anyone.
Yeah.
So it's really allowing yourself to recognize that your success really does benefit others. So that's why I really appreciate everyone who's watching this and willing to tap along. And Montef, I really appreciate you setting this up to create this opening, because the more people who learn about this, the more people are willing to clear those blocks to success, the better the world gets for everybody. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's really good thing, like and also when we come together, like the energy, it becomes more powerful. And as you said, like being an example to others is the best way to help them, and also invite them to tap in. And also when they see the result that we are having in our life, it will make it much easier for them to also do as we do and follow what we did. So yeah.
They're like, oh, I'll have what you're having.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right, so we'll take some questions. Great. So everyone, if you are on the webcast page, the live page, yourdivineuniqueness.com/live, you can type in your questions. You just need to scroll down a little bit and you will find the question box. And for those of you on the phone, you can raise your hand by pressing *2, and I will unmute you to talk to Brad. Okay. We have Jean from the US. She's asking if you can help her with emotional overeating. Nothing. She wrote, nothing I have tried has worked. I feel powerless around food and have gained so much weight. Thank you.
Yeah. So one of the things is, there's a couple of components here. So one of them is around the why part of you might feel safer being overweight. And there's all kinds of things that go on with that. We often put on weight as a way of creating a bigger shield around ourselves. It keeps we feel safer. We may not like being overweight, but we feel safer being overweight. So you might ask yourself, what might I be protecting myself from? As we did when we did the exercise just earlier, if you imagine yourself, say, looking in a full-length mirror and seeing yourself as your healthiest, most fit self, on a scale of 0 to 10, how safe would that feel? And if it doesn't feel like a 10, what might you be afraid of if you were slimmer? Is it the attention that you would get? Is it the expectations people might have of you? So there may be a component of, I need to make sure that I stay overweight because it's not safe to be slimmer. You can look at what are the, when you're feeling hungry, when you feel hungry, asking yourself, what is it that I really want right now? When we go to the gas station to fill up our car, we don't fill the gas tank and then when that's full, open the trunk and start filling the trunk. But that's what we do as with food, with our own bodies. After the tank is full, we start to fill the trunk. And so it's asking ourselves, what is it that I'm trying to fill? What is the emptiness? Asking yourself, what pain am I experiencing? And rate that on a scale of 0 to 10 and start tapping on even though I feel this pain, even though I feel this loneliness. Sometimes we eat out of loneliness. Sometimes we eat out of boredom. And boredom is just one of the ways that we protect ourselves from taking action. So asking yourself, what is the uncomfortable emotion that I'm trying to feed and trying to comfort? And dealing with that with the tapping as opposed to using food to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that helps.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jean, for your question, and also again, thank you, Brad, for the guidance. We have Fran Kern from UK. She wrote, "Hi, Brad. First of all, I love your videos, and have lost count how many times I've suggested them to friends and strangers.
Thank you.
Thank you for the love and wisdom and generosity you put into them." And her question is, what would be a simple way to tap into aligning, surrendering ourselves to the highest vibration of love, rather than trying to manifest something specific? Thanks.
Yeah, great question. Because ultimately what we want is that good feeling. With everything that we say that we want,
Mm-hmm.
It's because we have this belief of, when I have that, then I'll get to feel good. And
Yes.
that being in harmony with that loving vibration really is the most good feeling. And so we can look at that and ask ourselves, what might be scary about that? What am I afraid would happen? Am I afraid people would hurt me? Am I afraid I will be vulnerable? Because we often feel like I'll be vulnerable if I'm that loving, but it's like the old they say in sports, the best defense is a good offense.
Yeah.
So if we're allowing ourselves to be that loving, then it takes care of a lot, in terms of what we draw to ourselves, because we tend to draw to ourselves what is in harmony with what we're feeling. So the more loving we are, the more loving feeling that we're radiating, naturally, the more loving the circumstances that are going to be drawn to us. So sometimes I'll simply tap, like, I'm clearing what doesn't feel like love, getting rid of what doesn't feel like love, letting go of what doesn't feel like love. And so as you can start general in that way, and as you tap on that and you start to get more clarity, you might become more aware of, now I know exactly why I'm afraid of being in total harmony with love. And maybe you'll remember a specific event. Oh, I remember on this one day I was feeling so loving and so happy, and somebody did something really mean. And so unconsciously, perhaps, we made a decision, I'm never going to be that vulnerable again. I'm never going to allow myself to be that happy. So then we can tap on that experience, even though that person was mean to me. And as we tap through about that, we can recognize, okay, they were having a bad day, but I didn't have to feel bad. I didn't know any better, so I'm not going to feel bad about having felt bad, but I don't have to stay feeling bad. And I can allow myself to feel so good that I can be really present to people even when they're having a bad time. Mm-hmm. And as we allow ourselves to feel that it's safer to be in that loving place, we're naturally going to be there much more often.
Yeah.
Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. And yeah, I love that you said, like, even though when others are not in that vibration, like, we feel safe to be in a vibration of love. And we do that. We need to be vulnerable, as you said. It's to be in the love vibration more often, and like tapping will help us to do that. So yeah, thank you, Brad, and thank you, Fran. Really great question. All right, we have Elena from Koki. After two of my husbands died, both were my soulmates. I grieved for a long time and my heart shut down. The second husband's death resulted in starting my awakening process. I have used many tools and ways to open my heart to be able to receive love and abundance, but it still feels somewhat shut down. Any advice is much appreciated.
Yeah, and again, totally understanding where your mind is in terms of, you know, touching that, like I was talking earlier about touching the hot burner. You touch the hot burner and you get burned, and it's like, wow, I don't want to have to do that again. And part of your mind is saying, oh, so you did this twice. Twice you fell in love, and it resulted in a lot of pain. And so absolutely being compassionate with yourself about that. And go ahead and be tapping while I answer this. Also allowing yourself to recognize, okay, allowing myself to be open to love after I lost the first husband created the opening for that second husband. And all the love and the great experiences that you experienced that second time around, and allowing yourself to know, wow, even though it was painful losing my first husband, giving myself permission to try again created a lot of love. And I know that I can handle it. May not want to, and you may. And so right now, what it is that part of your mind is saying, okay, the positive benefits of being in love are not worth the pain of loss. And that's understandable. And you can you may choose to make peace with that and say, you know what, I want to let go of as much pain as possible, and I may choose to not go looking for love right now. Or you may say, you know what, twice I've manifested great loves. I'm really good at manifesting great loves, and and allowing yourself to feel that it's safe, and looking at the pain that you felt around the previous losses, and looking at what do I feel the most pain about. And some of that pain is going to be understandably about losing someone you love, but there may be some pain that is misunderstanding, that is based on something that's something else that through the tapping you might be able to make peace with and go, oh, wow, I don't need to feel so much pain about this. Maybe it's just the expectation that it's painful, that people are saying, wow, you should feel horrible that this happened. And don't let other people shit on you. Say, yeah, and allow yourself to come to a place of peace with, I had great love in my life, and then it shifted, and then I had more great love in my life, and it shifted, and I missed them, and there's still great love here, and I choose to be in harmony with that great love. So being totally compassionate with that part of you that is saying, please don't put us in that situation again. And through the tapping, allowing yourself to come to a place of peace where you can see, what am I afraid of, and is it worth it, and can I handle it? And yes, knowing that you can. Hope that helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you so much, Brad, and thank you, Elena, for your question. Much love to you. And yeah, really, Brad, it's when we experience so much pain after maybe a love experience or any other experience, it's there when it becomes very challenging to open our heart again. But the way you guided Elena, it's with having this compassion toward ourselves, toward that part of us that still feel pain or afraid of creating this pain again. It really makes it how to say, more easier to face those fears and accept them, and like step by step, like taking our time with much love and kindness toward ourselves through this process, and starting opening our hearts like a little more, like each time we open our heart a little more. And also with the EFT, it will make it much smoother and easier. So yeah. Beautiful. So thank you so much, Elena, for your questions. And yeah, so Brad, really thank you so much for this wonderful time you spent with us, and for this guidance, for the wisdom you shared with us. And really, I love the work you are doing, your generosity in helping so many people. And you did as well here on the show with our beautiful audience. So thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to share this work. I enjoy what I do, so I love the opportunity to do it. I love this opportunity to introduce this work to folks so that they can experience more peace, more love, more prosperity in their lives.
Yeah. And also, we feel that's joy and love that you are experiencing, because it's really when we share something that comes from our heart, and that's something that we love and enjoy, like other people feel it as well, and this helps us to really create great results, because it's something, it's a divine energy that is coming our way. So thank you for that, and so honored to be able to connect you today with our audience and share your work with them. So thank you again, Brad.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And so everyone, thank you so much for being here today, for joining us, and for sharing your energy with us. So grateful for the time you spent with us, and also thank you for those who asked their questions. Really powerful questions. So thank you so much. And so everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and see you on the next call. Bye bye, everyone.